Hey, PP Simmons fans. I was looking through the news this morning, and I came across this article. If you spend as much time interacting with the atheist community out there as I have, then no doubt you've encountered the argument that all of the great minds in the world are atheists, right? They give you names like Einstein, and who was not an atheist, and even this guy here, Bill Gates. I came across this article this morning, and it has the headline on it. The headline says, Bill Gates interview, I have no use for money. This is God's work. I thought, well, I wonder what that could possibly mean, right? So I read the article, and it's fascinating. Bill Gates is no atheist. If he was, he's not anymore. And I'll show you why. This is a website called, what's it called? Celebatheist.com. And they list Bill Gates as an atheist. And they have some quotes here from Gates. This is 1995 on PBS. Gates was asked about God, etc., Christianity. And he said he doesn't go to church on a regular basis. The specific elements of Christianity are not something I'm a huge believer in. There's a lot of merit in the moral aspects of religion. I think it can be a very positive impact. And Frost asks him does he believe in God, and Gates says, in terms of doing things, I take a fairly scientific approach to why things happen. I don't know if there's a God or not, but I think religious principles are valid. So I don't know why the celebatheist.com would list him as an atheist. I mean, he clearly wasn't an atheist back in 95. He was an agnostic, right? Gates was profiled again in 96 in Time magazine, and he was asked, isn't there something special, perhaps even divine, about the human soul? His face suddenly becomes expressionless. His squeaky voice turns toneless, and he folds his arms across his belly and says, I don't have any evidence on that. I don't have any evidence of that, he repeats. And then he later states, in terms of allocation of time resources, religion is not very efficient. There's a lot more I could do on a Sunday morning. Well, we agree. I mean, Christianity is not about going to church on Sunday morning. Going to church on Sunday morning doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to a coffee shop makes you a cup of coffee. Christians are people who know and follow Jesus. That's who Christians are. But I want to take you guys back to the article here at the Telegraph this morning. Well, actually, it was January the 18th, so it was 2 days ago this article came out. Now, Bill Gates is being interviewed on money. He's giving most of his money away, about 95% of it, he's claiming here. But why is he doing it? Well, the headline article says he's doing it because it's God's work. But the article itself is very interesting, very revealing. Because he was asked about places where polio is still a problem, places like Afghanistan and Pakistan and Nigeria. He says it's still endemic there. And killing it off altogether has been likened to squeezing jelly to death. And he says, the writer of the article says, there's another sinister obstacle, the propagation by Islamist groups on the belief that polio vaccination is a front for covert sterilization and other Western evils. Gates has been accused of being a population reductionist. Health workers in Pakistan have paid with their lives for involvement in the program. Now here's where it gets interesting. Gates says it's not going to stop us succeeding. It does force us to sit down with the Pakistan government to renew their commitments, see what they're going to do in security, and make changes to protect the women who are doing God's work and getting out to these children and delivering the vaccine. Gates is all about vaccinating for polio now. Polio can be eradicated around the world. It's one of those things that once it's gone, right? And you don't see polio as a problem in Christian countries where governments have embraced science and et cetera, et cetera. Vaccinations as a whole have been successful in predominantly Christian countries, where the Islamist countries they don't see the value in it. But Gates is fighting against that and calls it God's work. But here's something I want you guys to see. Down here at the bottom of the article, he's asked about, so the writer of the article says, the interviewer says, so is this about some newfound faith, all this giving? Gates says, it doesn't relate to any particular religion. That's good because, we here at P.P. Simmons, we believe that that having faith in Jesus Christ is not so much a religion as it is just having a relationship with Jesus Christ. It's about human dignity and equality, he says, which is, again, it's a biblical concept. The Bible says that there is no more male or female, slave or free, Jew or Greek, but we're all equal in the eyes of God. He says the golden rule that all lives have equal life and we should treat people as we should like to be treated. What did he just do there? What did Bill Gates just do there, class? He just quoted from the Bible, didn't he? Luke 6:31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do you also to them likewise. Now, Gates is not getting anything from these people. They're not giving him stuff that he doesn't have or wants or needs. Maybe he probably doesn't interact with these people at all. So he's not even getting hugs from them. But if you read the rest of this biblical admonition here, it goes on. Let's start at the beginning here. And as ye would that men should do to you, do also to them likewise. For if you love them which love you, what thank do you have? For sinners also love those that love them. If you do good to them which do good to you, what thank do you have? For sinners also do even the same. If you lend to them of whom you have hope to receive, what thank do you have? For sinners also lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again. Now here comes the crux of the matter here. Remember that Gates is getting nothing from these people, except that he may have this in mind. Love your enemies, do good and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great, and you shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. But ye therefore merciful. Be ye therefore merciful, and your Father also is merciful. I mean, that may be going out on a limb here, but Bill Gates quoted the Bible here a couple of times, actually. First about it doesn't relate to any religious thing. It's about human dignity and equality, which is a biblical trait, biblical value. And then he quotes the Bible, paraphrasing it, but quoting the Bible nonetheless. The golden rule, that's a biblical idea, and to treat other people as we would like to be treated. Bill Gates is no atheist, folks. I mean, he's doing this, doing God's work according to his own words. That doing this polio vaccination campaign that he's on is God's work, and he's doing what we're instructed to do in the Bible. Now, it may be that he's doing it as a form of fire insurance. He's been given a lot of wealth, and he may feel, he's in his late 50s now, he may feel that if he doesn't balance it out somehow, that the cosmos won't be kind to him. It's possible that, but obviously here, there's no hint of atheism here, really. Less now. He's 57 here. It says right here. There's less and less atheism in his tone as he gets older. And I suspect, now his wife's a Roman Catholic. That's a problem because they believe in fire insurance as well. I mean, they baptize their children when they're babies because that infant baptism is the Roman Catholic version of being born again. They just don't get the whole concept of knowing Jesus. They believe that once you're baptized into the Roman Catholic faith, you are heaven bound, even if you have to go through purgatory to get there. So he has that influence on him from his wife. But either way, folks, Bill Gates is no atheist. And I think it's time. It's time to stop. It's time to take this man off of the atheist list. And the next time you guys hear the atheist crowds heralding Bill Gates as a model of atheism, you can show them this video and say, nah, you guys don't get away with that anymore. I'm Mike Shoesmith. Thanks for watching.